loose moral fiber, that might have posed a problem. But we're all men of duty. So, when the sergeant said the gold belonged to the army, we all agreed and got back to work.
Sup guys, it is me, Killer, and welcome now to part 2, the first time I get to say welcome back, rather than just, it being an introduction. It's not a one-off thing, it's a series, it's a story, hence the title, Strolling Stories, or Strolling, rather. Because we're going through, and we're going to be playing through the campaign of Battlefield Bad Company here. The second mission, acta non verba.
And if they do, it doesn't really matter, because we're easily
taking the first introductory, steps into the mission, nice and stealthy. One thing I will say is that when I first recorded this mission, the music wasn't playing at the menu, but it was playing in the game, so I was a little bit confused. So you guys didn't see the intro and scrolling cards. And here are all the collectibles that we have that I was talking about last game. In the last episode, like the Gall Magnum and the M16, M24, that's a pretty rare one that it took me a couple of years to figure out, where to find. I actually had to Google it because I wasn't smart and I was 8 years old when I first started playing this game. And some of these, we'll see, we won't get to actually, see until the very last mission, so that increases their rarity. And some of them, you only find them in, one spot in the game. Which, again, is also really cool, and I love the variety of the weapons, and I love the weapons that we're given here, especially the XM8 variants, like the XM8C, the XM8, and the XM8 LMG, which all are pretty good, and we will get to see those later on. Well, except for the XM8, because, that's one of the first 10 guns that we're introduced to in this game. Well, I think I've had enough of going at stealth and going at solo. I think I'm going to shoot a frag here downrange and let's get this party started.
Watch out for those Russians. Keep them low. You're doing great. 50 cal. Shit.
Now, I'll admit I want to try and do a full playthrough of the game. Yeah. But I also, realize that, I don't want to sit and have to sift through, a ton of me just searching around an entire map. So I will admit that I'm probably not going to find every gold crate in the game, even though they are, usually pretty easy to find, but, I'm not always going to find them, I don't think. But the guns, on the other hand, I think that'll be a little bit easier of a challenge to tackle, is finding all the collectible guns in the game, because I know where most, if not all of them are, because I've, found so many of them throughout my time of having the game and playing it, all that kind of fun stuff.
Bravo 1 Charlie, this is Mike 1 Juliet. Over.
This is Bravo 1 Charlie Actual. Over.
You are go for objective backfield. Out.
Okay, listen up, guys.
Man, I've always loved these cutscenes. I've always loved them. Because they give, like I said before, they give a lot of personality to the characters, and, it's funny, it's wholehearted, it's, it's light, it's not overly serious or stupid, It's how I imagine, a couple of guys who ended up being friends in the military would be, what would what an actual squad in Bad Company would probably end up being like, you know? Especially for the personalities that were given, you know, the explosive Haggard and, you know, the smart brains, you know, smart mouth Sweetwater, and of course the no-nonsense Sarge.
So, anything else you know about this mercenary guy?
Well, the rumor is he was with the French Foreign Legion till he had a fight with his CO.
Non-honorable discharge.
Nah, none of the above. He killed the CO and most of his platoon, then took the rest of his platoon and went freelance.
That's just campfire tales. Sweet.
We already established that he has an army. I don't think that I would be one for calling the Legionnaire, you know, campfire tales. Especially now that, number one, we've seen his mercenaries, and number two, that we've seen his gold. And that's not a euphemism, I swear. But we're diving pretty well into the formula. We're going to be clearing bases, clearing sections, we've been given our orders. It's repetitive, I'll say, even though what you're doing is different, whether it's destroying ammo dumps, destroying fuel silos, you know, capturing a president, you know, trying to run from the U.S. Army, trying not to die while you're stranded alone, trying to blow up an artillery field. I mean, you're given a fair amount of, here's the 870 McSexy shotgun that I love so much, Haggard's gun. If you're a shotgun fan, then that'll probably do you pretty nicely. And here's another gold crate. One that I was able to find myself, and one that's pretty easy to find early on here in the campaign. And coming up here onto this house, we find where we're able to find a pretty interesting weapon. The Scar H, is here in this house, which is, you know, always cool. And that's another gun checked off the list. And then from there on, we get going to start our mission and start attacking some Russians, I believe. Now we're in Russia. I can pretty well remember the first time that I loaded up this game, or loaded up, you know, this section. I think I tried to destroy the SAM turrets with M203s rather than using the C4. Maybe I did use the C4, I don't remember. But whatever I used wasn't cutting it, and I had to use quite a lot of my ammunition to get the job done. Which obviously then I learned, you know, because, you know, an 8-year-old isn't going to be very good at playing a first-person shooter, probably meant for, you know, I mean, it's rated T for teens, so let's just assume that, you know, ages 10, 12 and up. You know, 13 and up, whatever, you know. And then we get going into the next section. We have some mercs come in, and we get access to our second SMG that we'll find on this level. The SMGs were always suppressed, which I thought was pretty cool, and they all were buzzsaws. They all pretty well tore through people. The Scar, the XM8C, the AK-74SU, or AKS-74U, sorry. You know, there's always some fast rate of fire, fast reload, and that's kind of how the SMGs were in the game. And then we get going here to the next section. Much easier, much easier. You just blow up the fuel silos, make Haggard happy, make some big bad explosions, and you've got going on what you need to get going on. That's one of the things I love about the game is the banter. I just love the banter, and I love the characters a lot as well. But I really enjoyed the tight-knit group that we were given here. They all felt very important. They all felt like they had their own personality, and they all felt super relatable. They were all super, very human and normal. They weren't given a whole bunch of, I mean, they were stereotypical for sure. They were stereotypical as fuck, but they were still very charming, especially Sweetwater, and in his interactions with Sarge and Haggard and Miss July, which we will certainly touch on here in a little bit. Here we go. This is probably my favorite device in the game, the mortar strike, or whatever it's called. Basically, it's a little cell phone. You press down the center button, and it rains down all hell for a good 5-10 seconds, which is perfect, because in this mission, you're going to be going up against some pretty big baddies, and you're also going to be dealing with a very, very annoying escort section that just... It has no right to exist. It truly just is the worst. Like, it's the worst of the worst. And speaking of the worst, there's also this section. Man, I mean, normally I would sit back and I would just bombard the first section of the town with mortar strike, but I figured, for video purposes, I'd come strolling on through and I'd actually, play the game, and shoot the guns. That's kind of how the game is supposed to be played, not sat back, bombing the same 3 houses, trying to destroy a SAM turret. But for some of the game, that's kind of what passes for objectives, which is A-okay. I'm actually pretty curious what you guys think of the objectives. What do you think are good? What do you think is bad? Do you guys like the game, if you've had the chance to play it? And do you see it through the all-nostalgic eyes that I do, or do you have a slightly fresher take? I'm curious what someone would say if they played Battlefield Bad Company for the first time in 2021.
Russians are on the move. I need to reload.
Okay, alright, let's get this back going. I've got my health back. I'm ready to get going. Let's just see what we don't have. Because I think pretty soon here there's going to be a tank rolling up.
There's the next one up ahead. Second floor.
Wait, what? I died? What? Excuse me? I've played through this game like 600 times. I kind of just, figured that I'd be able to stroll right through and beat the whole game without dying once. I guess I kind of overestimated how good I was at the game, even though there are still plenty of things in the game that can kill you. I mean, these, uh, rocket turrets that they have stranded throughout maps, those will blindside you pretty quickly. They love to use those to try and increase the volume of explosions and gunfire and things that just make you generally panic when you're trying to go about your day having a nice, lovely mission. Oh, and here's another gold crate here in the hotel in the middle of the city square while you're trying to get to the beachhead and clear away all the SAM turrets that are trying to, make things difficult for the artillery armory assault on the beach. God, this is such a weird mission, but it's also such a good mission. Actually, well, I don't know if it's a good mission. It's probably my least favorite of all the missions. If I had to have one that I didn't like. Actually, I think this is my second or third least played mission. Just because of how little I like it, and it, mainly because of sections later on, I don't think it has all the greatest replay value.
They sure have a lot of these things.
Alrighty, here we go. Let's take out the last turret. Take out the guy using it so it can't fire at me. And miss because I'm an idiot. And then take out the last, dude. Because, that's what you gotta do. And then I'm going to take the opportunity to go and, clear out some more houses, look for some more gold, see if there isn't any in the area, because I don't remember. Oh, wait, yeah. And I also want to get back this mortar strike. Because this will just make clearing out the rest of the, turrets a lot easier. And 3, 2, 1, my favorite part of the game are the mortar strikes. Because they're just so much fun, they cause so much devastation, they can just completely clear out a level. If you're, patient and you like to stand still and just clear out entire, houses and, fields and shit.
Seems you saved the day again. Things got a little hectic up here. Over.
Yeah, well, they're pretty hectic down here, too.
I can hear you, Sweetwater, but you're doing a fine job. Over.
She
Knows my name. She knows my name, Haggard. She knows my name. Yeah, the first time I heard that, I was, laughing my ass off. Because, I don't know, I was 8.
I've been thinking about Miss July. How do you know she's good?
I probably had the same kind of mentality if a girl were to know my name as well. Even though I was in school and, you go to school with girls, so obviously not that extreme. Oh, fuck, here we go. The worst part of the mission. I wasn't even going to commentate through that, because that shit is just rough. Trying to get all 3 of those tanks through is such a bitch. It's such a nagging, grueling bitch. Because they're throwing RPGs at you, they've got RPG turrets, they've got other tanks coming at you. So if you're not paying attention, they can chip away at the front, too. But also, it doesn't matter. It's not like you're gonna, like, get any kind of bonus by, like... I mean, you'll get an achievement, but, like, it won't aid the mission if, you know, if you're getting all 3 tanks through to the city square. Because probably the rest of the 2 will get destroyed, and there will be one that gets down in the city square, and the mission will play out exactly the same. And I'll die.
That's the combo center. All right, guys, regroup.
Bravo 1 Charlie, this is Mike 1 Juliet. Looks like you were too late, Sergeant. They made the call. More hostiles inbound. Over.
We moved as quickly as we could. Over.
You're supposed to go home tomorrow, Sergeant. This is no time to start making mistakes. I need you to get your act together.
What was that?
Bravo 1 Charlie, you've got a new priority order. We have a downed tank in the city square. I need you to find a good defensive position and protect it until our engineers can get it out. You hear me, Sergeant? Over.
Roger that. Any further information about what they're throwing at us? Over.
No intel on that. I'm sure you'll find out. Out.
We're on it. Out. You heard her. We go to the square and we try to get a visual on that tank.
How could I have forgotten another set-piece battle that is grueling and annoying, defending the tank in the city square? Yeah, no, I'm not going to commentate through this one. You get another time lapse, because fuck that.
Position?
And just when you think they have you beat, or when you have them beat, sorry, just when you think you have them beat, they send out another Vodnik and another light tank. I mean, Christ, can this mission get any more annoying? And they're still coming at you from all 4 directions, still hammering away at your tank, still hammering away at you and your squad, and you gotta keep hitting yourself with your, not your stim pistol, your auto injector, and you still gotta, you know, take care of the tank, take care of the Vodnik, take care of the other soldiers, and make sure that they don't destroy the tank, which is an absolute biatch to take care of. Gosh, why did they think this was a good idea? But I guess they also did need their fair share of set-piece battles. You know, they had to compete with Call of Duty and make things super cool. Wait, what Call of Duty even was coming out this year? Was it Call of Duty 4 or was it Call of Duty World at War? Wait, what Call of Duty was competing with this? I have no memory of this. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a very fun video to make. I want you guys to stay smart and stay safe. I will see you guys later.
Dead, all right. Come on, Haggard, can we get back to the others now?
Nothing. Not even a nugget.
Where are they going so fast?